Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We had a great question on one of our earlier videos. We were doing a full width, full screen slider like this. Usually the text would appear right in the middle of the screen here. And somebody was asking us, how can we push it down to the bottom so we can reveal more of our images, or basically make the text wherever we want to put it so we can see the image how we want to see it. It's really easy to do. We've got to do a tiny bit of coding for this today, but it's absolutely simple. We're also going to add a little gradient over the top of our image there to highlight our text over busy images like this one. So let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. Once enabled, let's go down. I'm going to create a new section. I'm going to use a regular section. You could use a full width section if you wanted to with a full width slider. But I'm going to add a row and show you how to make a full width element out of any row. Module wise, of course, we're going to go down. We're going to use the slider. There it is right there. Fantastic. And there's a regular one. And as you can see, that text is all centered in the middle there. Let's just save that for a minute. And to save confusion, we'll get rid of this section at the top. Okay, so that's what we've got. First thing I want to do is make this full width, and then we'll make it full screen in a moment when we've added our images and positioned our title and what have you. So to make it full width, we need to go into the row, green tab for a row always. I'm going to go over to design and sizing. We did this with our little image slider the other day. I'm going to pull the width all the way up to 100. I'm going to copy that, Control C to copy. I'm going to paste it in the max width below, Control V to paste, or you can just type it in if you want to. As you can see, we've got a full width slider there. Fantastic. But we've got a little gap top and bottom. Really don't want all that there. And these gaps is a bit of it is padding for the row that we're on now, and the other bits padding for the section that it's sitting in. So to get rid of the padding, let's close up sizing. We'll go to spacing just down below. I'm going to put a 0 where it says top there. I'm going to hit the chain. It'll do the opposite side. We've got rid of some of it there. Like I say, we need to remove some from the section. Let's go into our section. Blue tab always for a section. We'll do exactly the same thing. Over to design, spacing, padding, top. I'm going to put a 0 in there. Hit the chain. Don't need to put the PX in there. It'll put it in there automatically. Fantastic. Well, we've got a full width slider there, which is exactly what we want. Okay, well, let's put a little more interesting image in there. So I'm going to save this. We'll go back into the module, dark tab for the module always. I'm going to get rid of the second slide. We'll just be working on this one. Then we'll duplicate it once we've got it the way that we want it. I've gone into that slide now. Background is always under content. We'll go to the third tab across. We've got color, gradient, image. We'll choose the image that we want to put in here. Great. Okay, well, I want to align my text to the left, and this is entirely up to you. You can align it left, right, center. To do that, simply go over to your design once you're in the slide that you want. I'm going to go down to text. And here we've got alignment, left, center, right, or justified. I'm going to put mine to the left, as you can see right there. Fantastic. But I really want this sitting down below the main image here. And I want this to be a little bit deeper. Really easy to do. So let's go over to our advanced. We're in our slide, remember, just our first slide. If you're going to have them all the same, you can do this actually in the main slider settings. But I'm doing it in the slide itself. I'm going over to advanced. I'm going to go to custom CSS. Don't panic. It's really simple, and any CSS I write today I'll put down below the video. Module elements tab. We've got before, we've got the main element, we've got after, slide title, we've got the slide description container, and the slide description. Down below we've got the button and slide image. I'm going to use the slide description for this today. What I'm going to do is going to give it some padding at the top here. So I'm going to say padding top, padding dash top, colon, I'm going to give mine, say, 60 vertical height, which will be 60% of the screen height, whatever screen they're looking at it on. So I'm going to say 60 VH for viewable height. As you can see, that's pushed that down to the bottom there. That's great. And we've got a bit of a gap at the bottom. I'm going to make sure it's constant by putting a bit of padding on the bottom. Padding dash bottom. I'm going to say limit it to 10% of the viewable height, or 10 VH. Perfect. And that's just about the size I want it on my main screen here. Now this will be exactly the same for tablet and mobile. Of course, you can adjust your text size and everything like that over in design if you need to. If you go into your title text and body text, if we roll down a little bit to the actual size, if you roll over, you've got some icons there. If you want to change the size of it, just click on the tablet, you can have a different value, and click on the phone, you can have a different value again. Great. Now there's one little trick. This image isn't too bad. You can see that and read it quite well, but some of the other images I'm going to put in here, we're going to lose that white text because we've got some white in the background. Nice little trick I like to use is if we go back to our content where we put in our image under background here, second tab along is background gradient. Click on that. We'll click plus to add a background gradient. Yeah, it puts in a blue and green by default. Just to show you what's going on, I'm going to go down, place a gradient above the background image. And it's important we switch this on. As you can see, that's completely taken that image away and we've got this gradient on top. But I just want to highlight this bit of text. So if we go back up to the gradient, the blue's on top there. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to pull the opacity slider all the way down so it's invisible. So basically it's not there. But I don't want the green hue going over everything. And you can actually move these if you want to move things down or up. You see that picture's clearing out. We've just got that green over our little title there. That actually doesn't look too bad, but I'm going to change that green into a black, I think, and just darken it down a bit. So to do that, click on the green itself. I'm going to drag it down to the black. And as you can see, that's darkened that down. If it's too dark for you, you can do the same thing. Click on it, bring that opacity down to where it is, where you want it. I think I'll leave mine about there. As I say, it's not too bad on this one, but you will notice it more when we do our other slides. Great. So we've actually got the text where we want it on this one. Let's save our changes here. We're back in the main slider settings there. Now we've got the settings how we want. Let's just duplicate this maybe 3 times, so we've got 4 of them. Go into the second one. Of course, you're going to want to change your text. I'm leaving mine just as it is. And for the button link, you can put that one in there. All we need to go down to background. That's what I'm going to do for mine. I'm going to change out the background image for a different one. So throw this fella in there. Now you can read that well. If we hadn't done that, that white writing would have got lost on his white jacket there. I'm going to go down to the next one. I'm going to save the changes here. Back to the main slider settings. Next one, background. Third tab. Yeah, let's put that young lady in. Everything's working well. Of course, you can change these on each of the slide. I've just got it set up if you want more gradient on there. So let's save that one. Back to the main slider settings. And the last one's right here. Third tab. And we'll throw that fella right there. Great. And I'll show you how to automatically animate this in a moment. I think I might want to take that gradient up a little bit. It's not too bad on this, but you know how to do that. Just go into your gradient. Click on the darker color. We'll take that opacity back up. That's better. If you want to cover up more of the image with it, you can just take that stop up a little bit. As you can see, it's darkening it down some more there. And this is only working on this slide, remember. So you can have custom gradients on each of these. Fantastic. Well, let's animate this so it goes automatically from one slide to the other. I'm going to save this. Now, here's the really important part. Save this to make sure you're in your slider settings. not in one of your slides. Go down to design. We roll down at the bottom, you'll see animation. Now, if you don't see animation and this comes up every time I do one of these, probably in your slide. So if we go back to the content, go into one of our slides, go to design, there's no animation at the bottom. And I'd always have questions saying, I can't find animation. If you can't find it, you're probably in one of your slides. So let's save that. Make sure you're in the slider settings, design. There's the animation at the bottom. Open it up, automatic animation. Switch it from off to on. Choose how long you want. It's in milliseconds. 7,000 milliseconds is 7 seconds. Let's change that to perhaps 5 seconds, 5,000 milliseconds. Great. If you want it to continue when they put their mouse on it, you can switch that to on. But I don't. I like when they put their mouse on it that it'll stop, so it gives them a chance to look at the image, read the text, and hit the call to action button if they want to. Now, you may have noticed when it slides in between slides there's a slight flash. That's because the background's actually white behind there. So to negate that, we can put a dark color in there. That'll make it less obtrusive. To do that, we're in our main slider settings again, content, and the background is always under content. First one's color. Let's make it a black or something like that. Just drag it down to where you want it. Perfect. We'll save that, and we should be good to go. Let's hit the little purple button. We'll save our changes. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And let's exit the Visual Builder. And there we have it, our first slide. As you can see, the writing's on the bottom. Second slide. And 5 seconds later, our third slide. And there should be one more after that. And then it's going to continue back round to our first slide there. So there you have it, guys. I hope that's answered that question of how to move your text from your slider down to the bottom so you can reveal more of your image. As you can see, really easy to do. I'll put those 2 little lines of CSS down below, but they are really simple, as you can see. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you or make a little demo video like this one. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.